I'm going to do a quick live stream today just before I get on to another call. I have some time. So I wanted to give you an update on mortgage rates. For full disclosure, I am not a mortgage loan officer. I have nothing to do with banks. So anything I say is not guaranteed rate-wise. I'm going with the information that you can find on Google yourself. But I want to bring you some quick facts on just basic math. If you've noticed in the news, the 30-year mortgage rates are ticking up slightly. By slightly, I mean like crawling at a snail's pace. Now, if you've noticed over the past year and a half, the mortgage rates have been at a record low, below 3%, which has never happened, honestly, in at least recent history. We might be able to go back in the chart and find a 3% mortgage rate, but it's very unlikely. So what does this mean for you on waiting to buy a home and mortgaging a home? Most people, when they buy a new house or an older home, pre-used, whatever you want to call it, get a 30-year mortgage. That is the standard. That is the rate that you hear on TV when they talk about interest rates and APRs. And there is a difference between interest rate and APR. The difference being the interest rate is what the Fed sets for banking mortgage rates. The APR includes extra charges. Now, when you get a loan with a bank for your mortgage, you might have some extra points, some extra origination fees, some other fees that go into the rate. So the APR number is actually slightly higher than the interest rate number. The APR number is what you want to use when you're doing your mortgage calculations, because that will be the average that you're going to get. And let's take a look today what that average is. Give me just a second to show you the correct Chrome tab this time. Today, October 6th, and this is always done weekly, you will find here we are. Here are your current rates. The 30-year fixed rate up at the top. You can see the interest rate is 3.11. That is actually slightly lower than last week, although it is above the 3% mark. Obviously, a few weeks ago, it was below 3%. It's been below 3% for quite a while. So it is ticking upwards. The APR, 3.29. That's the number you want to use if you're doing a calculation of what you might pay on a mortgage. All these other rates vary because they are different programs and different terms. Obviously, you can get an FHA loan if you are a first-time home buyer and you have lower credit score than what is required for a conventional mortgage. The VA is obviously only for the veterans. That is an entirely different program and also offers zero down. It's also a lower rate. So VA folks, you get a good deal usually. Jumbos for you rich folks that have really expensive homes, and you have to combine mortgages. And then you, of course, have 20 years, 15 years, so on and so forth down the list. Lower interest rates for shorter terms, which will save you money as well. But we are looking at the 30-year rate. So what's the difference even just ticking up, or in this case this week ticking down to 3.29 from what it was under 3? Let's take a look at that real quick. So we are going to share a different screen for you to see a calculator to give you a comparison. Here we are. These are some potential scenarios of your mortgage. Now, if you're buying a Just for an example, $300,000 home. Each one of these loans shows the principal amount, $300,000. Underneath the APR, I have 3 different APRs here. Loan number 1 is just under 3%, just for an example. So I used 2.9. It was that amount at one point in time prior to today. And you have 30 years there. And you can see down at the bottom, it calculates a monthly payment. Now, keep in mind this monthly payment is only the mortgage payment. This does not include taxes, premiums, anything else of that nature that goes into a normal mortgage monthly payment. But this is for the example of it's mortgage and interest, or principal and interest, excuse me. That is the principal and interest payment of $1,248.69. Over 30 years, it shows you there how much interest you are paying on that loan. You're paying $149,528.38. And hello, the best uni on YouTube. So, sounds like a lot, right? It is a lot. That's like half of your home value. Over 30 years, you're paying an additional $149,000 just to buy that house. So, in reality, you are buying a $300,000 home for $449,000. Of course, not everyone lasts 30 years in a house or in 30 years for a mortgage, or they refinance or anything like that, or pay it off early. So those terms can change over time, but that's what you're paying if you stick with it for 30 years. Unlocked APR. These aren't adjustable rates in this case. So loan number 2 is the rate today. The average APR is 3.29. You can find one lower depending on the bank, but that is the average today, 3.29. You can see below the monthly payment goes up about, I believe I did the calculation, was about $68. I'll do that real quick again. Subtract $1,248.69 from $13,1221, and you get $63.52 a month. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? Although $63 to somebody right now, that can be your any number of utility payments, food, or anything else like that, or gas. Now, if you add that over 30 years, that's a lot of money that you're spending extra just waiting for that uptick and very small increase in APR. So you can see down at the bottom showing you're paying $172,000 and some dollars in interest with that increase. So your difference is subtract 149,528 and 38 cents from 172, 397.06. You get $22,868.68. That is $22,000, almost $23,000 more over the life of a 30-year loan that you are paying to the bank. You will never get back in equity. The bank is making that much more money because for whatever reason you decided not to buy that house when the mortgage rate was at 2.9, or the APR, excuse me. Now it's at 3.29. Well, you ask yourself today, can that rate go up? Yes. More than likely it will be. Will it go down? It can. How do you get that rate? You talk to your mortgage lender and get it locked in if you're ready to buy a house. And generally you can get pre-approval for a rate for, I believe it's 60 days. Do not quote me on that. Talk to your mortgage lender. They will let you know. If you need help getting a mortgage lender and you have not looked at it on your own, I have several that I work with and would be happy to refer you to before you start looking for a house. And if you're ready to start buying a house, of course, talk to me. I can help you buy that house. There are more homes on the market right now, FYI. Not like there's a flood, but there are homes. You can buy homes in the Plano market for under $300,000. You can buy them in other places other than Plano for under $300,000 as well. The further out you go. But I have seen homes in Plano itself, which is where I'm at. And I know Plano is popular. And they do have houses under $300,000. Usually about the $250,000 range, but that's not terrible in this market. So keep that in mind when you are searching for a home, what you're going to have to pay. And you can clearly go onto any search site and see what's available and how much it is. I would recommend going to my website, which is coopersellshomes.com. Has a handy feature for you to search for houses in the area where you live, how much they are, what's available. You can also go on there and contact me when you are ready for information. You can go on there and look for new houses. There's also some resources on there for you, home resources, blogs, all free for you. And that is what I am here for, giving you information, just like I'm doing right now. So that is all I wanted to talk about to you today. This is going to be short and sweet because I have to get on Zoom and talk to somebody else face-to-face here momentarily. So if you like what you saw, if you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe on YouTube, please. If you're on Twitch, I don't know what you do on Twitch other than subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. You will see more of this coming, and it is not all necessarily real estate. It is the live stream of stuff. I'm John. Everyone have a great afternoon. Bye.